Happy New Year! It is Natasha.
And KCN.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you. You are tuning into our 18th episode of WokeNFree. And if you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesdays, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. And we talk about everything and anything that's important to us, to you, and the world. And of course, nothing is off the table. So in this episode, we are talking all about tattoos. So I hope you're really excited. If you're tatted up and you want to tune in to find out if we support your life cause, stay tuned. And if you're vehemently against it, listen in and kind of listen to another perspective possibly. So before diving in, we have to go over a couple of ground rules. First, have you subscribed to WokeNFree on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, or iHeartRadio? If not, please do. We love your love and support and greatly appreciate it. So definitely subscribe to us. Second, share the episode with your friends, your family, your Facebook page, everything. Just kind of help get the word out because we love your support and we love to hear from you, which brings me to the third point. Talk to us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter at WokeNFree.
Each week, we like to share a little bit about us before we dive into the topic for the episode. Last week, we shared what to do with gifts that we don't want. This week, we are sharing tattoos we would never, ever get.
Interesting. Okay, so I think that that's a funny question. I guess we both have tattoos, just so everyone, has context.
Whoa, you put that out there?
Yes.
That was supposed to be a secret.
Whoopsies. Okay, never mind. In my mind, we have tattoos, but you'd have to meet us in person to find out for real.
Yeah.
Don't look at my Facebook. So first of all, tattoos I wouldn't get. Probably something that was objectively offensive. I probably wouldn't get that. Also, I wouldn't get a tattoo that had no meaning to me. I think that tattoos are for you, not the world. So, you should get a tattoo that every tattoo you have has a meaning to you, whether other people agree with it or not. Also, I wouldn't get a tattoo on a part of my body that's going to easily wear down. So I know some people like tattoos on their fingers and stuff like that. For me, I really like the integrity of a tattoo looking like pretty much like the same from when you first got it. So that's just my personal preference. And then also, I wouldn't get a tattoo that I would look at 10 years from now and be like, what the hell? So how about you? What would you not get?
The ones I wouldn't get is a tattoo in another language that's not connected to me.
Okay, Khalil.
So, getting a tattoo that's in a different language and you have no connection to it, I wouldn't do one of those.
Rolling my eyes, yep,
I wouldn't do one that I couldn't easily hide if I wanted to.
So you're obviously not getting a sleeve anytime soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that brings me to the next one. I wouldn't get a tattoo sleeve.
What about the one? Is that the same thing as it's called on your leg when people?
Yeah, I wouldn't get a sleeve on any part of the body.
Interesting. All right, so we've talked about what we won't do. How about let's talk about what we want to talk about when it comes to tattoos. So first and foremost, do you know the history of tattoos? Like, how did we as people start getting them?
I found out that the oldest discovery of a tattooed human skin was found on Otzi the Iceman. Mm-hmm. It dates back to at least 3100 BC. According to a scientific article titled The World's Oldest Tattoos. The mummy had 61 tattoos composed out of fireplace ash or soot, according to the article. Tattoos of the Tyrolean Iceman. Tattooing in ancient times was done for spiritual or decorative purposes, is what I saw in my research.
Okay, so comparatively, I would say when I came across some information on the Smithsonian Magazine, and again, all of our resources to be woken.
Free?
Yes, we definitely like to share our resources with you. You can find them all at WokeNFree.com. According to the Smithsonian Magazine article I came across, humans have marked their bodies with tattoos for thousands of years, similar to what you said. They have had various purposes. Some are amulets, status symbols, declarations of love, signs of religious beliefs, adornments, and even forms of punishment. And according to my research, aka Smithsonian Magazine, reporting in terms of tattoos on actual bodies, the earliest known examples were for a long-time Egyptian and were present on several female mummies dated to 2000 BC, which seems very, very long ago, but yours is saying yours goes a little bit further. But then also the Smithsonian Magazine also kind of elaborated that but more recently there was a discovery of the Iceman, which
That's
you're
what I
talking
was talking about.
Yeah. And then they say that his date has been pushed back even further, when he was carbon dated at around 5,200 years old. So point being, tattoos have been around for a crazy long time.
Yeah. So touching back on my point, why did people from the past get tattoos?
Okay, so before I did research, I would have thought that basically, based on my just general assumptions, I would have thought that they would have had a specific meaning. Like back in the day, I think things were done very intentionally. I think that people are more loftier in current day times than we were necessarily in our past. And according to that same Smithsonian article, there were a couple of reasons why people were being tattooed. Primarily, it was like exclusively a female practice. In ancient Egypt, mummies were found with tattoos and were usually dismissed by the male excavators, who seemed to assume the women were of dubious status, aka slightly loosey-goosey. Clearly, this was not written for feminist views. And the author in the article kind of elaborates that the tattoos were assumed, to be the mark of prostitutes or meant to protect women against sexually transmitted diseases. But the author actually personally believed that the tattooing of ancient Egyptian women had a therapeutic role and functioned as a permanent form of amulet during the very difficult time of pregnancy and birth. And then this is supported by the pattern of distribution, largely around the abdomen, on top of the thighs and the breasts, and would also explain the types of design, in particular the net-like distribution of dots applied over the abdomen. So I guess pretty much tattoos were for chicks who were trying to deal with the terrible pains of giving babies.
At least from the Egyptian perspective. This is from women in Egypt, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When I originally thought about the question, I was thinking that people got tattoos for like tribal reasons. So like different I just thought like if you're from a certain village, you might have certain tattoo markings.
That makes sense.
So you could distinguish each other. I mean, if you go back further, I think maybe doing it for tribal reasons is probably more recent, even compared to like ancient times when tattoos actually were first started. So I found that different cultures, they saw tattoos differently in ancient times. They didn't all agree on the usage of it. So like China, they saw it as barbaric, and often they would tattoo faces of prisoners with the word prisoner on their face.
Oh, wow. That's really scary.
Yeah, convicted convicts, they'd be labeled prisoners for life.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay.
Greeks and Romans, they used the tattoos to punish their slaves, their criminals, prisoners of war as well. India used them actually as cultural symbols, so completely different way. Kind of like a decorative symbol, and similar today how people get symbols and they stand for something. People do tattoos like that. In the Philippines, some believe that the tattoos actually had magical qualities.
Now that's dope. I like that. Okay.
And that's kind of like some fantasy things that we see where these like wizards and witches have tattoos, or they have markings on their hands and things like that.
Very interesting.
We see that in the fantasy novels and things of that sort.
Why do you think people get tattoos now?
There are many reasons, but I think the idea of having something always with you is the common reason people get tattoos. It's not something that can easily be taken away, and it's with you wherever you go. It's a part of your body, and pretty much it's a part of you forever.
Absolutely. According to Inked magazine, there are 10 really common reasons why people get tattoos. First and foremost, in memory of, right? A lot of people do a tattoo to tribute a loved one that they lost. Also, kind of what you were touching on, to express creativity. Tattoos are all about sharing a story or telling a story. You have that on your body forever, I guess. Pain. So they're suggesting that some people kind of like the pain factor that you get, which I actually can attribute to. One time I had a tattoo and it was painful, but it was like weirdly painful in an like interesting way. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I can't feel you on that I mean, I can feel the pain, but I can't feel the reason that you're doing it.
Yeah.
For the pain.
Another reason is people are addicted to it, right? So they're just like, get me 1, get me 3, get me 5, which is interesting. Maybe masochist-ish, but that's okay. Also, some people do it to feel whole, according to this article. Tattoos have a way of making us feel more comfortable in our skin. So that's interesting. To overcome. Tattoos are used also to cover up or represent obstacles that we face, which I think is very empowering, actually. The love of art, right? Tattoos, at the bare minimum, are body art. It's a form of expression that is usually very beautiful and very intricate. So definitely I agree with that reason. To spread a message, I thought that was interesting. Some people are getting tattoos to spread awareness to a cause, like autism awareness or breast cancer awareness, which is I think very, very meaningful and interesting. Also, some people get tattoos to be spontaneous, right? Like you just literally had too much to drink and like the night went left and and then you wake up and, you know,
The Hangover Part 13.
Pretty much like there's something in another language on your butt.
Wow.
And you just don't understand why that happened. You know, blessings are coming your way. And then also another reason that the Inked magazine suggests that it's because it's trendy, which I don't know. I feel like that's kind of, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if everyone see a tattoo is trendy, but I guess in the sense of, are there a lot of people who have it? Yeah, like, so maybe.
Yeah, but they missed one other one that I think another reason they may get it is to probably cover scars, maybe.
Yeah, well, to overcome, absolutely.
I just thought about that.
To cover scars, absolutely. Also, to, I think also to overcome, not just overcome an obstacle, but like something that you, like maybe you got a traumatic situation happened, right? And so that's something you want to memorialize. I mean, I think that you can come up with a lot more reasons, but I think this
probably right.
is a good categorization of why people are doing this.
Why do people object to tattoos?
'Cause haters gonna hate, man.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, when I talked to my dad about it, he's totally like, why would you ruin your skin? And I feel like that there's definitely a conservative perspective in life where people feel like tattoos are too taboo and they are too out of the realm of like what quote unquote, you know, the average person is
normal.
going to do. Yeah, exactly. So I think that if you see your life in a certain linear kind of view, then tattoos are probably not a part of it. But I think that some of the reasons I came across were really interesting. And again, on WokeNFree.com, you definitely can check out all of the articles that we're pointing to. On Rebels Market, they actually have a really interestingly titled article that is 7 reasons smart people shouldn't get tattoos. And I'm not even going to give all of the reasons. I'm just going to state 3 and then we can laugh about them after. 1, everybody already has them. 2, you'll still get discriminated against. 3, you'll probably regret it. I think that those reasons are outrageously ridiculous because, first of all, everybody already has them. So if you can't do something that other people have in common, how about being human beings?
Well, everybody already has blood. So maybe we should get rid of our blood since everybody else already has it.
What? I read that and I was like, get a grip.
It's not a good reason. That's terrible.
The second reason you still get discriminated against, guess what? Discrimination happens regardless. With or without tattoos. Yeah. So once again, get a grip. The third one, you'll probably regret it. That's overarchingly assuming behavior of other people. If you are thoughtful in the type of tattoo you get, then I doubt that you're suddenly just going to wake up and be like, oh my God, this was the worst thing I've ever done. Like, get a grip. So no. And there are actually a lot more articles that you will come across. And I included a Metro article. I'm not going to go over their 21 reasons why people shouldn't get a tattoo. Check it out on WokeNFree.com. But how about you? Why do you think people object to tattoos?
So some reasons that I've thought of were that people were against it for religious reasons.
True that.
It's just part of their, I guess, religious beliefs.
True
that you shouldn't mark your body. Mm-hmm. Then in terms of that regretting thing that you brought up earlier, what people say is that you possibly you could get bored of the same old image on your body That's what they say. Like you say, having that same image all the time could get boring.
Interesting.
It's different than like hanging a picture in your home because you can change that if you get bored of it. A tattoo on your body, on the other hand, you can't.
Forever. Yeah. I mean, as someone who has tattoos, I'll say that I don't have a lot, but for the ones that I do, it makes me very happy to look at them, and it makes me very proud that I was able to sit through the pain to get through it, because A, if you know me, I'm not super into pain, and B, the images I chose were beautiful, and they were meaningful to me. So I personally would never get tired of it, but that is a good point. I guess you could be like, listen, this yellow bird on my right arm is really pissing me off today.
Yeah, so you might want to change it and you can't. It's not like your hair, which you can change. It's just stuck to you,
Maybe that's the next business idea. You'll have a tattoo and it'll come in different colors. You'll just like click on it or something. You
never know, yeah.
Awesome.
I think another thing that maybe they don't like the look of it, regardless of the design.
Oh,
they just say, they just look at the tattoo and say, that doesn't look great to me.
Which comes back to...
So some people object to that.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Get away from the hateration. Do you think there's some people that are obsessed with tattoos?
Yes, I think there definitely are people that are obsessed. An article titled "Are Tattoos Addictive" by Kirby Farrell, PhD, says that many people get tattoos as a way to make them feel more alive, significant. It is used as a self-esteem booster even if the responses are only imagined.
Interesting.
Getting more tattoos is a way to recapture the feeling given by the prior tattoo. So this goes on in a circle of you keep getting endless and endless tattoos to kind of recapture that initial feeling of getting the first tattoo.
Interesting. Okay. According to The Gateway, which you'll find, again, both articles mentioned on WokeNFree.com, the group of people post-1982 demographic known as millennials, which, by the way, we've seen millennials be categorized in different age groups, but according to The Gateway, they want to do it from anyone past 1982 as a millennial, that this group of people have tattoos more than anyone else and apparently are obsessed with them. In 2010, about 40% of millennials had at least one tattoo, and that number has increased in the last 6 years. You'll find the article mentions how, like, on Instagram, you'll find all these different influencers who are kind of showcasing their artsy tattoos. And then they also refer back to the famed American tattoo artist Megan Massacre, who says a shift in the way tattoos were perceived occurred around the same time as TLC's 2005 hit Miami Ink Show, which kind of normalized the fact that tattoos are a lot more common than we think. And then, again, the article mentions some very known celebrities who were very proud of their tattoos. Think Rihanna, Ed Sheeran, goes on and on. But I mean, I think I agree. I think with what the research you were suggesting as well, I think it can be addicting. Once you get one, it's like, why not get more? So I think it's easy to kind of go down a path of where many people are finding sleeves on their body, and it just happens, right?
Yeah, probably over time. They never imagined getting a sleeve, but they just wanted more and more and more, and they just have you can't even count how many they have. Eventually.
It's an expensive habit for sure.
The most important question is, are tattoos safe?
Ooh. Okay, so according to the FDA on an article last year, guys, can you believe it? 2017, last year, tattoos are more popular than ever, similar to what my previous research suggested. And according to a 2015 Harris poll, about 3 in 10, or 29% of people surveyed had at least one tattoo. And over the past years, the FDA has received many adverse event reports, but it's not as many as you think, right? So between the time of 2004 and 2016, there have been 363 reportings, which in the grand scheme of things, of all the things that FDA probably accounts for, I really don't think 363 is a crazy number. But yes, people should probably be concerned about either unsafe practices or the tattoo ink itself. The FDA article reports that people can, if you think about it, you can get serious infections from unhygienic practices and equipment that isn't sterile, that infections can result from the ink that was contaminated with bacteria or mold, and using non-sterile water to dilute the pigments is a common culprit. Also, there's no surefire way to tell if the ink itself is safe, even if it says it's safe and it's in its sealings or whatever. So yes, like anything else in life, you can have a risk sitting in your home. Like, so everything we do, life itself is a risk. So, yeah, is it safe? It's probably not safer than not having a tattoo. But at the end of the day, if you do your due diligence and you hopefully have kind of acted responsibly and not cheaped out or gone recklessly in this decision of getting a tattoo, you should be okay.
I think there's a lot more riskier things you can do than a tattoo. Mm-hmm. And just having the 363 people report effects, I mean,
it's not that crazy.
That's nothing, and that was over a couple of years.
That's like over 12 years.
I mean, it was almost it was over a decade. That tells you something. Amount.
I thought the number when I saw it was going to be like 3,000. I was going to be like, oh crap, but nah, like we're good guys. It's most people are doing the right thing.
Yeah, tattoos aren't taking people out or causing real big issues.
No, there are other things that can be mentioned, but that could be a separate episode.
That'd have to be another time.
Gotcha.
WebMD mentions the biggest issue of tattooing is that the practice is unregulated. The FDA does actually regulate the ink, but they don't regulate there's no governing body to supervise like these tattoo parlors.
Okay.
There's no oversight for that. So some of the risks that you went over some of them as well that you could get from tattoos include infection. It includes bloodborne illnesses such as hepatitis B. You can have an allergic reaction, or you can also get scarring or keloids from tattoos. So those are some of the things that can occur. But like you were saying, there wasn't much reportings of adverse effects after being tattooed. So these risks are probably they probably lower as long as you go to like a reputable place. You do your research. Don't just have your Uncle John, say,
True.
I'm going to tattoo you with this pen. Like, don't do that, because that will definitely cause issues.
Exactly.
It's that time again. It's scenario time. Scenario 1. Jolie just got a new job as a receptionist at a massage clinic. She also promised to get a matching tattoo with her BFF on her neck, right below her ear. Should Jolie reconsider getting the tattoo since she's starting a new position? Or should she just go for it and not worry what her new employer might think?
That is a really funny question or scenario. So a couple of questions as I always have when it comes to your scenario.
You have a question about the scenario?
Yes, exactly.
Yo.
So what type of employer is Julie working for? Is this a conservative culture or a non-conservative culture?
She doesn't know. She just started. I mean, she hasn't even started. She just got the job. It's at a massage clinic, though, so remember that.
Okay. And
that's all you really know. You don't know the culture.
How large is the tattoo?
Let's see. It's not going to be bigger than an inch. It's like right below her ear.
Okay. Then I would say go for it because it's not like she's going to join.
It will have colors though.
It will have colors. Okay. I'd say go for it because it's not like she's working at Latham and Watkins, right? Like it's not like she's going to some law firm or she's working at some prestigious university and people would look at her and be like, "Excuse you." So I say go for it. If this is something that she really wants and this is a BFF who will last, more than like this week, right? Like if this is a true homie for life, right? Then go for it. Enjoy your life. Life is too short to not do what you want to do. But if you think that the friend can also turn into an enemy and then you'll be really pissed off that you had this tattoo with her, then maybe not.
Okay. I would say don't do it because you don't want to risk your employment over this tattoo that you could just put on your shoulder.
Really, Khalil?
Yes, that would be my thing.
Okay.
Scenario 2. Your daughter, Ulisa, has been telling you for the past few years she really wants a small tattoo. She never told you what specifically, but you are totally against tattoos and really get opinionated when you see others with them. Her quinceañera is in a couple of months, and you just know she will want to get one for the big celebration. You haven't flat out told her you are against it, but you've dropped hints about the risk of getting it and whatnot. Now that her big day is near, do you tell her how you feel, or do you support her in what she wants to do?
Okay, so growing up Jamaican with my crazy parents, I'll just say that, unless you're paying mortgage or rent or any type of utility bill, you don't sadly have that many options when it comes to kind of defying your parents when they pay for you to live. So if you're willing to deal with the consequence of possibly having your parent be like, my daughter of mine will not have a tattoo. She will not live here. Like, if you're willing to deal with that, then go ahead and be bad with your bad self. But if not, then you need to sit tight and just woohoo till 18, and then go ahead about your business.
So you're saying no?
I would say no, because unless you're paying the bills and your mom is like, listen, she will either beat the crap out of you or she could make your life very difficult. I don't think it's worth it. I think you can wait until you're a legal adult and you can then do what you want. And if she has gripes with you about the decision, oh, well, you're 18 years old. But when you're not 18 years old and you have less decision-making ability over your life, depending, not all 15-year-olds, some 15-year-olds are gangster and they have companies and crap. Like, they're really killing the game. But if you're not one of them and you're literally looking for food and gas money, and then you need to bide your time.
Well, since she's been a fantastic student all her life and's done everything correct, I'd let her get the tattoo. So if I have to go in and give my consent, I would definitely do that.
Interesting. Okay.
Scenario 3. You've always wanted to get a tattoo that reminds you of your SO or significant other. While on vacation in your home country in a different county, you see a place offering discounted tattoos. Do you stop at this place to get a great discount on the tattoo you've always wanted? Or do you skip the whole idea because a tattoo relating to your significant other will definitely jinx the relationship?
I can't even with you right now. Okay, so first of all, did you just say not to not to go cheap because you can get like hepatitis? So that's like the first situation. And then secondly, you and the jinxing the relationship. I mean, if you...
Not me and jinx, I didn't make this up. This is a age-old thing that people think. Okay.
Well, if people really do believe that getting a tattoo related to your loved one will cause your relationship to go kaput, then at the end of the day, if your beliefs have power because you give them power. So if you believe that, then adhere to your belief system and get a little bird and don't go messing up your relationship only because of that's your belief system. But also, not for nothing, but I just wouldn't do it in another I don't know. I mean, it depends. If you feel comfortable with doing it in your home country, then fine. But because I guess.
Oh well, so in this case, you're in your own country, but you might be in a different province or state. Mm-hmm. That's what I meant by it. You still are in your own country. It's just that you're not in. So if you're in the U.S., you're not in you're the same state or something.
I'm in a different state or something.
It could be a different county even.
Yeah. Okay. Again, you'd have to. Did you do any research, or are you doing this spontaneously? Because
it's definitely spontaneously because you saw that discounted tattoo sign.
Yeah, spontaneous hepatitis sucks, doesn't it? So,
but it's going to be half price.
Listen, you pay for what you get in life. So I wouldn't make a decision just on money alone. There are other factors in life. You shouldn't just literally go for the cheapest things in life. So.
Then you're against the idea of discounted tattoos. If you see that, you're going to run for the hills.
I would just say, why are you discounting the service? I think that a tattoo costs a certain amount. I mean, if you're discounting it, are you not getting enough business? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's a good question.
A tattoo costs money. Pay for what it costs and move on with life.
And you're okay with getting a tattoo of your significant
other? I
other.
don't believe in that little jinxing belief system. So some people I know do, but I personally don't give it that merit. But I understand that if someone does believe in it, most likely it's going to have an effect then.
Yeah, I'd avoid this whole thing. Discounted tattoo is a red flag, and a tattoo that's related to your significant other is also a red flag. I'm out of there.
Good to know, love. So we are at that time again. It is the end of our 18th episode of Woke and Free. Beautiful.
Yes, ma'am.
And we had so much fun talking about tattoos.
I do declare.
Yes, sir. And all the good things and bad things that people want to say about it. And at the end of the day, I think we both conclude that we're fans, right?
Yeah. And, get a tattoo if you want it.
Live your life and do your research, but enjoy the process. And if you're not a fan of tattoos, I want you to tell us why. Hit us up on social media and let us know. But I don't want to leave you hanging as I normally ask, right? Am I going to leave you hanging? No, I'm not.
On our next episode, we will be discussing what serial killers really look like.
Super super, super cuddly episode, I see.
Yes. Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation. And make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at www.WokeNFree.com.
If you want to be a guest on our show, you have to go to WokeNFree.com and hit us up on our Contact Us page. You can submit a topic for an upcoming episode. If you want to revisit a topic we've already addressed and you want to spill the beans on what you think was not talked about or something that should be talked about, we want to hear you. We totally can't wait for you to contact us. Make sure also you hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WokeNFree.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do. Share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokeNFree Wednesdays. Until next time.